Recording in progress.
game, 32 points. I know it's a career high for you, but you only took 14 shots. A lot of guys take 25 or 30 to get that. It's just, could you talk about getting the 30-point club and just how efficient that was for you today?
It felt good, getting back to myself, from my third game in, just play my game, let it come to me. If it was scoring or getting my teammates involved, I just do what I had to do to get the win.
You had 5 assists. I think four. I'm at least three, but I think four were alley oops. And I know you've been on the scout team a lot, waiting to get eligible. Is that something you worked on a lot in practice, or is that just something that comes pretty natural to you, the alley oops?
It just come natural, like even from my last school, I was a lot of alley oops I threw. I just make the right play if it's a bounce pass alley oop, just get my teammates involved.
Did you know you hit 30 on that three? Pretty good way to do that. Did you know that was 30 when you hit it?
No, I was just celebrating with my teammates after, hitting the three, make sure we win.
What do you think about getting 32, just your third game in as a Razorback?
It's kind of crazy, it's my career high, had 27 before, but I never had 30 in college. It's kind of good.
Keon, when you look at what you've done in 3 games now, only 3 games in tonight, but the double figures the last game, did you have any idea if you got cleared that you would be having this kind of impact this soon? Did you feel like you could do it?
I feel like I thought I was gonna get in, just play the right way. I didn't know if it would be 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I just felt like when I got in, just do the right thing to help us win.
Follow up to that, how much, I mean, obviously you were with your team. What do you think you're bringing to the court that's changing the dynamics, especially the ball movement, pace, and spacing on offense?
I can score, but I feel like I do better when I get my teammates involved and score, do both at the same time. But I feel it make me more happy when I get my teammates involved.
I know you haven't been around, but this is usually the time of year where Devo starts to heat up. He had 3 threes today to go along with 6 boards and 6 assists. Just what'd you make of his impact?
That's like my big brother, so that's who I look after. I was working out with. He took me under his arm. So to see him finally getting back to, himself is amazing.
Keon, there were a lot of whistles tonight. Is that something y'all picked up on pretty early? I mean, you had 17 free throws yourself. Is that something that was addressed? And did you feel like you took advantage of that?
Yeah, coming into here, we had zone 1 points. That's paint points. We got to have 50% of our points had to come from the paint, so we had to keep attacking and attacking. Our coach always told us they don't have no shot blockers, so we got to attack the rim. That's what we did.
Devo was like almost a 42% 3-point shooter in SEC play last year. How much does he help this offense if he kind of can, not say get over to 40% again, but consistently, knock threes down?
When Devo get the heating up and hitting, we gonna be scared. He our leader. That's who we look for. He our playmaker. When it come down to clutch time, we give him the ball. To make the right play, and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, just the pace has really kind of, it feels like you guys are playing a lot faster, especially since the second half of the Abilene game. Just how much does that kind of have a positive impact on the entire team when you guys are running up on the floor and playing with good pace and transition?
When we play fast pace, it's harder for teams to get back on defense. So we got to keep attacking and pushing the pace and not try to slow the ball up to let them set their defense up.
The half court lob to Trevin, is that something you guys have ever, even tried, practiced? And when you let it go, did you feel like it was good?
Yeah, I feel like every lob I throw to him is gonna be good. He could go get it from anywhere. So I knew coming here, me and him was gonna be lob partners.
I guess like 109. I think I got it right. 196 points combined. I mean, a lot of times you don't see that in an NBA game. What was it like being involved in a game that was that high scoring?
It was crazy. It's fast paced, up and down, and we just had to keep getting stops and stops. Oh my god, my bad. Boy. It come down to who got the most stops, and we did tonight.
And then I know you guys have been practicing 2 days. It's not like you've been sitting back, but to not play a game in 9 days, you guys really didn't look rusty at all. I mean, you shot well, you didn't turn the ball over much. Just what'd you think of how y'all played coming off 9 days between games? Devo, maybe you could take that too. Okay.
I feel like we did good. We came back early, got in practice hard, and our scout on the team, we did very good. We did it well, practicing hard, and it paid off in the game.
And then now you got SEC play. I know you got another week, so probably maybe more 2 days. I don't know. What do you feel like this team's round into shape for start SEC play?
Yeah, this when the real season started. We 0-0. Now it's time to show people who we really are.
Devo, last year you got off to a slow start from three, and then you shot it really well during conference play, and got off to a slow start this year. You knocked down three today. I guess what is the secret? Was it just reps in the gym, or did you have a feeling that this was coming?
Yeah, reps in the gym, like you said, continue to stay in the gym. Haven't been shooting it much, you know what I mean? So just trying to find my spots and make the right shots. And when I do shoot, make sure I'm shooting with confidence.
How good did it feel, today? Just especially those 3 threes in the first half. I mean, what kind of was going through your mind to kind of, start getting the shooting rolling?
I was so happy because I mean, trying to find the flow of the game, of course, and then not just this game, but previous games as well. It's just me myself trying to find the flow of the game, but also like play the right way and make sure my teammates are okay on the court with me. Seeing those shots go in felt good, but felt even better us winning the game. So.
Keon said, called you kind of like his older brother a little bit. I mean, what did you see from him in the preparation for his debut? That kind of has translated to him having such a big impact now that he's eligible to play.
I already knew Keon was good. When he first came here, the first day I seen him at the gym, I said, I seen you when you was playing with the family. This was his AAU team. So I've seen him prior to coming here, playing the AAU basketball and then a little bit at Washington. And so I knew he could play. And that wasn't a problem for me. And I know Coach know he can play. So you see Coach give him the freedom, man. And like he said, like I try to lead him, lane blocker, those guys in the right direction so they can be able to succeed longer in the program, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of hard playing for Coach Muss. He won so much at one time, and so I think they're doing a pretty good job, man. You see tonight, Keon proving that he's able to play with the best of them.
Yeah, I get, Keon's obviously a talented guy. He had a good year last year, but third game in, 32 points, only 14 shots, got a lot of free throws. Just what do you thought about his impact? He's scoring, 30 points his third game in.
I don't know if he brought it up to y'all. We was in the locker room before the game. I said, feeling like a day like, you went crazy or when you went against Oregon. And so career high for him, and I'm happy for him. He works hard. He's been in the gym way more since he's been playing. And so I love seeing him in the gym. And as long as he continue to work, these games are gonna go by fast for him because like he missed a few. So it's kind of hard. But once he get in the flow, I think he can continue to play the way he's playing.
I know you guys have been practicing a lot, but still 9 days between games and to score 106 points, shoot as well as you did. Didn't have many turnovers. Just looked, pretty sharp, I thought. What'd you think of how well you guys played coming off a lengthy break between games?
Yeah, I think we prepared really well for this team with those 9 days, being able to prepare for a team like this coming in here, knowing they went into Lexington and beat Kentucky. It's a great win for us. And like I said, overall, I think we was prepared and we just had to show it. And I think we did pretty good doing it. A few miscues here and there, but we got the job finished.
Devo, hustle plays seem tonight to really be stepped up with you guys diving on the floor, 50-50 ball, offensive glass, turnover game. What has that been an emphasis or a focus in practice? Because it seems like that might be where the team needed to make the biggest strides.
Oh yeah, for sure. We knew that team was a greedy team. Wilmington, they're a really greedy team, and so we knew they like to get on the floor and get loose balls and things like that. So we knew we had to do the same. Coach Musk brought it up all week, and so we knew if we won the 50-50 balls and then tried to keep them off the offensive boards, and we tried to get offensive rebounds, well, we'd be in a pretty good position to win.
Also, this is a team that does the submarine substitution. They go 10 deep, not necessarily Muss's style, but you guys have had to do that all year. And I think he kind of sent a message that he'll match his with theirs. Did y'all talk about that at all, or did you notice it?
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about hockey exchanges all week, and so we knew they were gonna do it. We watched film on them. We knew they did it around the 3-minute mark, and so we told those guys on the bench be ready, and they was ready. So wasn't a surprise for us.
The Kobe pants bring some good energy today.
Yeah, I like these, and they comfortable. So,
Christmas gift,
yeah,
I guess.
Sure. No, I actually been had them. Just pulled them out. So
All right. There was I think there was a sequence in the second half where there's some defensive anticipation, came up with a steal transition bucket. Not to say that you haven't been who you have been, but that looked like vintage you. Did that kind of feel right?
yeah, for sure. And like I've been telling this team, like we've been struggling defensively, but if we play together defensively, we could be much better, you know? And so, credit to my team. I mean, as long as we continue to get better as a team defensively, I think it'll help me and the other guys individually as well. And we can all get steals like that all the time and be able to play in the fast break game. And I think we're pretty good at that.
Yeah, Diva, you had 6 assists. Well, what'd you think about your assists? And obviously Keon had 5, I think, and 4 alley-oops. What'd you think of your assists and his assists?
I think his was a little better. Yeah, like you said, he had some crazy oops. I think one of them hit the backboard of the TV and he still dunked it. So, I mean, I take Keon oops over my little assist.
Okay. And then I know you got another week before the next game, but you know, SEC play starts. Auburn's off to a really good start. Just you feel like you guys are round into SEC readiness?
Yeah, I think we're getting better every single day. I keep telling these guys, as long as we can continue to come in, practice with great energy, ready to practice and wanting to get better, 1% better every single day. I think the sky's the limit for this team. You know, like we've struggled, that's fine, but we got to continue to push. And SEC haven't started, and so we know that's going to be a challenge, not for just us, but every team, because the SEC is tough. You know, so we're just ready to battle, and we know we're gonna pull these games out, the ones we are being ready for, and shoot, we ready. I think we are. Hopefully we continue to prepare the way we prepare for this game, prepare for the next game like we did for this game, and I think we be successful.
And I think Jalen Graham, I think that was a season high 16. What'd you think of his game?
Oh, great. Being aggressive like he is, can't say no more. I know Jalen Graham can score the ball all around the rim, and so we give it to him. He scored, so it's not a surprise for me or the team. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Whatever Riley gives me. It fits, I know that. Sometimes it doesn't fit. Small showing tonight. I'm sure everybody will be tweeting about it, although you guys are the only ones that are really here.
Eric, just what-
No tweeting unless you're here.
Eric, just Eric, just what were your overall thoughts on how your team came out and played after the lengthy break?
Well, I think we're getting better. You know, I was happy tonight offensively. I mean, it's hard in a college game to score 106 points. UNC-W is a really talented team. I mean, they have two high level players. And, you know, I thought we did a really good job for most of the game defensively. Obviously got to get better defensive rebounding. And, you know, it's a good way to end the non-conference. And obviously we see the impact that Keon can have, and we're a different team with his energy out there and his basketball IQ. And, you know, we missed him the games that he wasn't a part of our team. You know, we recruited him with the thought that he could score. And also, I didn't think he hunted his shots tonight, which you really don't say that about a player that scored 32. I thought all of his shots were great. 17 free throws attempted is a lot. This game took on a different meaning than, like how we played was a little bit different based on matchups and so on and so forth, but really pleased with our offense and want to continue to get better defensively, although we knew that this team was a really, really good offensive team that we played tonight, and super excited about only 8 assists and only 2 in the second half. So really excited about how we took care of the ball against a team that does, create turnovers. I said, yeah, my fault.
I knew what you meant.
That's what happens when you get old.
You mentioned Keon scoring, but he also had 5 assists. I think at least 3 of them were the lobs. Is it surprise you at all that he has that timing down with the teammates? I think a couple of weeks ago you said he was working primarily with the scout team.
Yeah, I think he's just, he's just an innate baller. Like, I mean, he probably, you could probably throw him on any team tomorrow, and he would figure it out. He's just, sometimes there's guys like that like he's got unbelievable court awareness. We need him to practice a little bit harder. We need him to, to improve in some areas, but his teammates really like him. Like they like playing with him, and you can see that. And we like coaching him. He's got a great spirit about himself. And yeah, the assist both with him and I thought Devo played great. I thought T-Mark played great. I thought they were really efficient, but Devo 6 assists and Keon's 5, 11 out of that spot, important for us.
Mus, when you look at what Keon's brought to the table in terms of starting the second half in the previous game and then starting both halves of this game, 161 points your team scored. I noticed the quick twitch, shiftiness, and being able to get numbers advantage. He gets by the first guy, and now your spacing's good all of a sudden. What dynamic other than just his point production or stats is he bringing in terms of spacing and pace?
Well, he just he's so quick with the ball, and he's got great basketball IQ. He sees plays before they happen, which, back to Hutch's thing on the lobs, I think he just naturally sees plays develop, and we felt that way when we recruited him. I was kind of amazed for a freshman, the way that he could read the second, third line of the defense, and he's really good in transition too. So, I mean, he does make us a much different team that plays with much different pace.
And then follow up on the hustle plays. I know that's been maybe problematic in previous games, maybe some trouble areas at some spots, but it seemed like just getting on the offensive glass earlier, diving to the floor. What did you see out there? Maybe it was different than previous.
Yeah, I thought we played with great energy. I thought we played with loose ball awareness. They take 28 threes, so there's going to be some long rebounds and stuff. And certainly their backup center, number 23, he had 6-0 boards. We got to do a better job in that area. But, you know, coming into the game, I mean, if you would have said we scored 106 points and won by 16, you know, I think that we would have signed up for it, you know.
Did you know that was the largest winning margin since Gardner-Webb in game 2? I don't know if you're aware of that. Y'all won that by 18. But
Yeah, I mean, I think because we played tonight, Kevin, you know, for the most part, 40 minutes, you know, and you know, I think this team is you know, I've said it over and over that this team really practices hard. And this team has great shoot arounds. And I think that the second half of the last game and then tonight, you know, I think we've played, you know, the last 60 minutes has probably been our best basketball of the year, other than the 40 minutes against Duke. So I think we're moving and trending in the right direction. And now obviously things change, you know, big game on Saturday against Auburn, and you know, would expect this place to be absolutely bedlam, would expect it to be sold out, and expect incredible energy in the building in Bud Walton on next Saturday afternoon, which is going to be, you know, our guys will be excited to play in that environment, and we'll all want to be a part of you know, the start of SEC play.
Eric, before I forget, how's KB doing, and what happened to him exactly? Was it an ankle, knee?
Yeah, he sprained his ankle. Yeah, I mean, he was deemed available if needed.
Feel like he'll be okay for Auburn?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if they, you know, told me at halftime he's available if needed, I would expect him to be ready to go on Monday.
Okay. And then
Could be wrong. I've been wrong a lot.
yeah, well, sometimes stuff swells up. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. You know, Keon, I know everybody knows he was good. Otherwise, you would have brought him in. But to get 32 points in his third game, just how impressive is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been important for him to sit and watch, see where we have some areas that we could get better at. Like I said, I mean, his teammates' body language, like they're looking for him, you know, and so I think the confidence level that the teammates have with him is much more important than the confidence that I have with him. Those guys, those other 4 guys out on the floor, they want to play with him. They like to play with him. And I think that's a big part of any point guard, quarterback, catcher, and base. Like, all those things are important when you're kind of in a leadership position.
And then, you know, Devo, he had points, rebounds, assists, steals, really filled up the box. Could you expand a little bit more on your thoughts on his all-around game? Then Jalen Graham, I think, had a season high. If you could talk a little bit about Jalen's.
Thought Jalen Graham was great tonight. I really did. I mean, he's such a really special offensive player. I thought tonight he did an admirable job on the glass. He had 6 boards. You know, so thought he did a good job rebounding. He knocked down both his free throws. Free throw percentage has been a little bit problematic because he does have the ability to draw FTAs. But thought he played really well. Thought he played within himself. You know, 7 of 11 from the field. 2 of them they kind of rolled around off the lip of the rim and could have gone in. Thought he played a really solid game. And then Devo was his best game of the year. I mean, the assists were really important, especially when Keon was scoring the ball. We needed another distributor. He did that. You know, this is the time of year that Devo elevates his game for whatever reason. He's got some biological clock that says, all right, it's getting close to January 1. I got 8 weeks to play and turn it up. So hopefully, you know, he did it a game earlier than last year.
A couple of weeks ago, Coach, you mentioned how you were disappointed with the team's pace of play, and especially over the past 3 halves of basketball, that's gone up. Keon's the obvious starting point, but I'm wondering, is there anything else you've seen from the team that's kind of contributed to the pace being at a higher level and something you want?
Yeah, we've been showing a lot of NBA clips pre-practice, just of teams running, teams playing with pace, teams moving the basketball, sharing the ball. We had to do that a couple years ago, right around this time. And then, you know, we added our opportunity break that we did not have in. You know, for whatever reason, we didn't put that offense in right away. I think that's helped us as well. Just the point guard kicking ahead, and it's, you know, an early offense that the Spurs ran with Tony Parker for many years.
And how much does that pace kind of correlate with, the assist numbers going up and the turnovers going down?
Yeah, I think when you're playing out a secondary break, which is what we call our opportunity break, and then we added our open offense. Open offense is a 5-man passing game. Get the ball out of your hands in 0.2. I think that's helped our assists go up, and I think it's helped our scoring go up when the ball has eyes and you allow the game to, you share the game. I think we've been sharing the game much better than we did earlier.
Eric, would you believe me if I said that this was the first game Devo's had multiple steals this season?
Yes. The reason I would believe it, Scott, is because, I told him the other night, if you do not have one steal in the first half, you and I are going to have a serious conversation at halftime. And he didn't have a steal. And the 3 is what he should have, because he's just too good defensively and he's got too good of anticipation. So that's an area that we need him. We want him jumping passing lanes, and the 3 steals were huge tonight.
And that kind of leads into my next question. There was a sequence where he really good anticipation to get a steal, maybe on a post entry transition layup. That seems like him, like vintage him, maybe?
Yeah, he's done great job guarding the post. I thought tonight in the limited, we played pick and roll coverages 3 different ways tonight. I was really, really happy with what we did defensively in pick and rolls. Super happy. We went plan A, plan B, plan C, and we did a really good job. Phillips had a phenomenal game. I think he came into the game with 1 made 3. And our game plan was to try to get him to take as many threes as we could get him to take. And he went 3 for 4, but you live with that. But that was the game plan, was to try to get him to, to not shoot mid-range and not shoot layups. And he did a great job knocking them down. But the coverage, even though what might look like to a fan, well, the guy made 3 or 4 from 3. Well, that was the game plan, was to try and force him to beat us from over the top instead of get to a sweet spot.
Harris, who and played a whole lot. Just what was, assuming it's a part of the game, but what was the thinking and the reasoning that
Yeah, we knew that they did it. A lot of it was psychological. All right, you're coming in with 5, we're coming in with 5. And I can tell you every time they sub that way against Kentucky, 16 something, 12 something, or 13 something. And we worked on what we wanted to do. And I thought those guys, we told them it's going to be a minute and a half that's it. And I thought the guys came in and, D Harris had a ball that maybe was thrown slightly off target, but he had a layup or a dunk potentially. I thought they did a great job. We did a good job when White caught the ball with that group, because that group had completely different rules for 2 minutes than everybody else. Super pleased that they were able to execute it. It didn't have a lot to do with the game, but I think our guys liked it. 5 guys had a role that they knew coming into the game. Joseph knew he was going into the game. As soon as they subbed, I said, do not look at me. And we worked on it. We practiced it, where our scout team sat at the scorer's table, 5 sub. We talked about matchups. You got to point to who you're guarding. And these are the first 3 plays you run when you're out there. And like I said, Harris had a dunk on one of them. So super pleased. That's why we did it.
33 of 43 free throws. Just how big a deal was that?
Yeah, it's a big deal. We wanted points in the paint. We wanted free throws attempted. We talked about zone 1 tonight being all paint points. That's what we called paint. We scripted the first 11 plays. All 11 were supposed to be zone 1 shots. We took a couple threes that we'll dissect and talk about, on Monday. But the free throws attempted and paint points was the game plan coming in. So 43 FTAs, awesome. Converting 33, super awesome, 78.7%.
And then what'd you think of Trazarian White? I guess he kind of lived up to the hype.
Awesome player. But I was also really happy with how we played him. I really was. I thought that first half we were phenomenal. He had 2 field goals. We shrunk the floor. We had our hands up, obviously, we got a little bit of a lead, and then they started going downhill. He started drawing free throws. At that juncture, we just didn't want to give up three. So we were hugging up at the 3-point line. That allowed him to dribble drive. We were switching everything. So he got some bigs on him and some switches. He did a great job, but super incredible basketball player who's got a real knack for drawing fouls.
Yeah, it's got one more, and Curse had one too. I know you guys have been practicing hard all week, but usually when teams don't play a game in 9 days, they show some rust. You guys shot the ball well, took care of it well. Look real sharp to me. Look like you were playing every couple days or something. Just what
When
do you
you
think?
practice as hard as we did, Bob, there's not going to be any rust. Trust me.
Okay, well that's good.
I was not worried about rust tonight. I might be Saturday, but not the way we've been practicing. Well, I thought he was really important going into the game because they do play small ball and they moved their small forward at one juncture in the second half. They took Harden Hayes, number 3, and moved him from the small forward to the center spot. And at that point, we played TB at the center. And I think that allowed some extended minutes as well. He doesn't like playing the center. I can tell you guys that. I mean, he'll look over at me and say, put a center in, get a 5-man in here. He didn't do that tonight. And I think he recognized, how they were playing, but I thought he was more active. He had a good week of practice. 8 boards. I thought he played really good. Did Curtis have something? Okay. I don't want to leave you out.